guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Taylor and I'm in some super cozy sweats and just chilling at home because of the quarantine. I've been getting a lot of questions on TikTok and on Instagram about how I started my journey as an influencer and kind of what that looked like. So I thought I would address all those questions in a YouTube video. I've done it on my blog, but it seems like more people are interested in video format, so I'm going to be doing it on YouTube now instead. I think I'm going to start at the very beginning. I was thinking about this the other day, and I think that my journey kind of started in high school, kind of exploring my fashion and what I liked and what I wanted to wear. Is at the very end of high school. I was always into basketball my entire life, always wanting to play. I started playing in 2nd grade and played all the way through high school. And when I was a junior, I hurt my knee and had to take some time off from basketball. And I just never really got that excited about it again and kind of fell off my junior year, and I didn't really want to continue playing basketball. So my senior year, I wasn't playing sports, so I wasn't wearing my normal basketball attire, and I started wearing stiletto heels to school as a senior, which was so weird. I don't know why I was doing that. But anyway, that's kind of where it started, and I started exploring new outfits, new styles, things like that. And then by the time I got to college, I kind of continued that dressing up thing. It wasn't necessarily in style or trendy. It was kind of just what I liked to wear at the time. I got my degree in human biology. Super huge science nerd. And I was planning on going to physician's assistant school, so I was gonna get my master's in that. And then in between my undergrad and my grad school, I kind of started exploring different career options, not knowing if becoming a physician's assistant was right for me. And I was sending nurses for in-home care into their homes. And I switched out of that job and into working more with children, and I was managing the children's care at home and helping them get staff into their home to help provide their care. So it was more like on the healthcare side of things. And as I was at that job, I realized that I was kind of wearing what everyone else was wearing, and I really wanted to fit in and kind of wear what I thought everyone wanted me to wear to be kind of cool-ish. Do you know what I mean? And after doing that for a couple years, I realized that wasn't really me, and I didn't really want to dress like that anymore. So I started trying out new fashion trends that I saw either on Instagram or in magazines or in TV, and kind of trying to figure out what my own style was instead of just dressing like everybody else. And as I was doing that and picking out my own outfits, people started asking me where I was getting things and telling me that my clothes were so cute. And I decided that I wanted to share with them where I was finding my outfits and how they could find them too. So I started blogging and posting every day to Instagram with my outfit details. And the way I started my blog was I was just getting ready one day, and I was really into fashion at that point. Like, it really became a passion of mine. This was before I started my blog, and I was getting ready for the day. And I walk out of the bathroom and I tell Jason, I said, I think I'm gonna start a fashion blog. At this point, I had no idea what a fashion blog was. I hadn't really followed any or read any or paid any attention to any of them. And I barely ever used Instagram. So everything was brand new, and it was a very interesting experience because I had no idea what I was doing. Anyway, Jason was 100% supportive, and we started working on my blog that day and launched it that day, and it happened to be my birthday, so everything kind of started on October 6th, 2016. And I've been posting every day on Instagram since then, and it kind of just took off from there. At the beginning, so when I first started my blog and Instagram, I actually started a completely new Instagram account that I haven't posted anything on, and started it out as Live Love Chardonnay. And I picked Live Love Chardonnay because at the time I was very into Chardonnay and I really liked the wine, but also it was because the grapes from Chardonnay like taste different from depending on where they're grown. So sometimes if you don't like one Chardonnay, you might like a different Chardonnay. It just depends on kind of where it came from. So with outfit trends and fashion, you might not like one current trend that's out there right now, but you might like a different one, so you should keep trying different trends and seeing which ones fit your personal style. So anyway, that's where Live Love Chardonnay came from. And then I was still working my full-time job and writing my blog posts and doing Instagram. And I think I was doing 3 to 4 blog posts a week and posting every day on Instagram. But it just became very overwhelming and it took a lot of time to do both. So I did both for a year. Jason just got home and is making a lot of noise and disrupting my little Q&A session. Jason made me a tea, and then I made him go into our bedroom so I could finish this and we wouldn't hear him making so much noise. Our plan was to go to Los Angeles and live there for a little bit over a month. And before we wanted to go, I needed to get 10,000 followers. That was kind of my goal. I had gotten exactly 10,000 followers, I think at the end of December, and that's when we were leaving for LA. And it was really, really exciting because I hit my goal, and it took me a year, right? I think, yeah, it took me a year to get to 10,000 followers on Instagram, so it was very, very exciting.
Hey guys, so taking a break from packing to tell you that we hit 10,000 followers. Woohoo! Couldn't have done it without you and you and you and you.
And I quit my job and went to LA, and we did this because there's just so many more opportunities in LA. It's easier to take pictures in the winter. There's more events, there's more brands, there's just so many more opportunities there than here. So we went and lived there. We drove across the country, and that was very, very, very fun. We even brought Remy, and he had so much fun. He went on Runyon, and he really enjoyed living in Los Angeles. Things started really picking up on my Instagram. I'm not sure if it's because the more you do it, the better you get at it, or if it's just because I had gotten so much exposure just from even posting in Los Angeles that it kind of ramped up my engagement, and then so things kind of started growing exponentially. I kind of just kept posting, trying new things. So what I was doing was watching my insights. If you don't have insights on Instagram, you should turn your account into a business account so you can kind of see which posts are doing well, what's the best time to post, who's engaging with your content, what your audience looks like. So all those things are very, very important. But I was watching my insights and making sure that when I post a picture that does really well, I would watch the insights and then try to figure out what made that picture do well. Was it the time I posted? Was it the type of content? Was it the location I was shooting at? So it was through trial and error that I kind of found my thing, and everyone will have their own thing that works for them. I started posting content that was engaging and high quality, and posting consistently was very key. And I continued to see growth. I got invited to more events. I was getting bigger brand partnerships and getting more paid opportunities. And at this point, I was not really doing very many paid opportunities. I was really trying to focus on creating content that was on brand for me, and I didn't want to do something just because they were going to pay me a little bit of money and have it be completely off brand, or a product that I didn't love, or a product that I wouldn't even use myself. So I was being very picky about the brand partnerships that I was working on. That actually set me up better now that I did that in the past, because now I've created a brand and people know exactly what type of content I'm going to create and what type of brands I want to work with. I really wanted to make my content more higher end, but also mix in some more affordable pieces to mix with the higher end pieces. So now the brands that I'm working with fit exactly that type of content that I'm wanting to create. So it works out really well. My first fashion week that I attended was February 2018. Oh wait, no. It was February 2019 was my first fashion week. And it was absolutely surreal going. I didn't have a manager at the time, so I was creating my own opportunities and reaching out to pretty much every single PR company and every single brand that I knew that was going to be involved in New York Fashion Week. And I got invited to quite a few shows, and I got a couple of partnerships by myself for going to Fashion Week, so it was very exciting and very fun, and I felt pretty proud that I was able to do that by myself. And then shortly after that, I got my first management, and I researched them quite a bit and had a couple of phone calls before that, because you have to be pretty careful about the type of manager you're going to be working with and make sure that they fit with you. And I think that's going to be another video, but I was working with them right before Coachella last year, and then I ended up going to the Revolve Festival, and all these things were a first, and I've been working on this on my blog for 2 years, and I hadn't really done any of these things that had been my dream. But my dream was New York Fashion Week, Coachella, Revolve Festival, and all these things that were happening were very, very exciting. And then I went to New York Fashion Week again in September, and that was also a dream and so fun and amazing. And I was going with my manager that time, so things were a little bit different. I got into a couple of bigger events, and it was a great, great, great time. We fast forward to the end of 2019, I started my TikTok, and I was one of the first people on TikTok to be doing fashion. So my content kind of just exploded on there because no one else was creating the type of content that I was creating, and TikTok noticed that I was, starting something new on TikTok. So I ended up getting a lot of opportunities with TikTok, and I went to New York Fashion Week with them in February, and then I went to Paris Fashion Week with them in March, like the end of February, early March, and it was an absolute dream. It was the most exciting time ever. I've always wanted to go to Paris. It was my dream trip and my dream to go to Paris Fashion Week, and it was just amazing. But that's kind of where I'm at now. And if I was going to give you guys advice on how you could get there too, it would be to create high quality content that's engaging and that you post consistently, but most importantly, post something that's you're passionate about. If you're not passionate about what you're posting about, it's not going to go anywhere, and people are going to tell that you don't really care when you take your pictures or you make your TikToks. So find your niche and really try to focus on that and create content that is fun and unique and original. Don't be copying what everyone else is doing, because people have already seen that because you saw it and that's where you got the idea. So make sure that you're coming up with ideas that are original and exciting and new, and people are going to notice that and pick up on it, even if it takes some time. It's just way better to be original and create your own ideas than take other people's, because everyone's going to notice it eventually, and it's going to leave you kind of nowhere. You're going to put in a lot of work to create someone else's ideas, and it's not going to get you very far. The last little piece of advice that I want to give you: don't do giveaways, and don't take the easy way out to grow your following. People are going to notice that your engagement doesn't match your following number. You're not going to be able to continue to grow without continuously either buying your followers or continuously doing giveaways, and they're just not genuine and they're not authentic, and management companies aren't going to want to work with you if you do that, and you're not going to get a genuine following. You might get a lot of followers, but they're not going to be engaging with your content, and they really don't care about what you're posting. They just want to get free stuff. Another thing that people do to increase their engagement and increase their following, which it's not a good thing to start in, is what's called comment pods. Or I don't know if people still call them that, but it's where a bunch of influencers or bloggers or whatever you want to call it start a little group, and then they all have to comment on everyone's pictures and all have to like everyone's pictures, and then everyone in the group will do the same to the other people in the group. It's all these people that don't actually care about what you're talking about. They're just trying to increase your engagement, so you increase their engagement. So there's just a lot of phoniness out there and a lot of fakeness, but only the people that are really genuine and really care about their content and want to show people new trends or are very passionate about what they're doing, those are the people that are going to grow, not the people that only care about the number of following that they have. That was a lot, and that's kind of all I have on this. I'm sure I missed something, so if you guys have questions about my journey, please ask me below and I will get back to you. If you guys want like more in-depth information, I'm sure I could probably do a part 2, maybe with Jason, because he has a lot of other insight from kind of the last 3.5 years. Let me know in the comments below. If you guys like this video, give it a big thumbs up. If you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, you can subscribe in the bubble on the screen. And thanks for watching. And also, if you're interested in our trip to Los Angeles, we did a vlog when we were on the way back of driving across the country, and it was so fun. So you guys can see that if you want to. Thanks.